She ends off her statement by saying, "How do I feel about this? And how do I feel about her?" I responded, "I don't like you that way." Confessions of a fuckboy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of reluctant telling this story because, I'm not the proudest of what happened in the story, but I'ma do it. I'ma do it anyways, because I dared myself. Enjoy. So I'm out one night at a club that I usually frequented back in the day when I was a very avid club goer. By the way, this story takes place back in college. So I'm in the club for about 2 hours, and let's just say that this particular night wasn't one of the good nights. It was pretty dull. The music was slow, the shawties weren't flocking, it was a pretty slow night. I wasn't getting no play, just walking around aimlessly like I ain't got no job. As the third hour starts to approach, I'm already feeling like my night's a dub, so I'm on the verge of giving up. And on the brinks of pretty much giving clubbing up altogether because I was already getting tired of it. It was just a repetitive thing. As I approached the exit of the club, because I'm about to leave, I decided to just take one more scan across the room. I don't know, I might get lucky. I look up to the top level of the club, and there she was. A caramel-skinned, brown curly-haired, decently attractive female standing there by her lonesome, just gazing far into the distance, almost like she was waiting for me to come save her from the potential boredom she was possibly feeling. We're gonna call her Ashley. I see her, and I get excited because like I said, it was one of those nights. Anything at that point would have sufficed. So I approach her and I start talking to her. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details, but let's just say I did enough to pique her interest and also to get her number. And that was it. It didn't go much further than just talking. So we're texting a couple days after, and I asked her if she wanted to come through to the crib and, chill. She was down to come chill with the boy, so I'm like, cool, bet, I'm gonna see you in a couple hours. So she comes through, we're hanging out, having good conversation, having good laughs, just all around good vibes. And in the 2 hours I spent with her, I pretty much got a good summary of what type of person she was. She was a very nice, pleasant, naive, and overall innocent female. She was so innocent to the point that I was like her second kiss ever, and we were about like 21 at the time. So the time comes for her to leave, but before she did, she asked me, "Hey, are you hungry? Do you want anything to eat?" "Yeah, I'm starving. I've been starving my whole life because I'm trying to be successful, trying to do my thing. But also I am hungry though, but I ain't got no money for food right now. The finances ain't looking too good." "You're so silly. Obviously I offered, so I'm willing to pay. If you ever need help with food, just let me know. I can either make you some or I can just get you some. Like, you can't be out here starving, silly. Just, let me know. I'm here to help." This was music to my ears. But wait, I did get my food. I got me some wings, and if you knew me back then, you knew I was a stickler for wings, so she got me my wings and I was happy. But yes, it was music to my ears, because the next day I started replaying the whole events that happened the previous night, and it dawns on me that there is a female literally offering to cover my food costs anytime I needed help. Emphasis on needed help. And she's doing this out of the kindness of her heart. Heart? So now I start strategizing, I start formulating a plan. You know what, let's do the equation. Let's do the equation real quick. Okay, here we go. Me plus no money equals no food. Me plus some money plus buying food equals less money saved. Me with some money plus her not knowing plus her buying me food equals more money saved. Conclusion: act broke every time you're with her, so she keeps spending money on you for food. Oh, I think I might have found something here. So yeah, I pretty much start getting excited about the idea of taking advantage of this sweet, innocent, naive girl's kindness just for my gain. So I put the plan into action. Because most of the times when we hung out after that, she came through with the food. Either she bought it or she cooked it, but most of the time she bought it. It didn't matter what time of day it was. If I requested it, she came through with the food. It didn't matter the weather. If I requested it, she came through with the food. And I took advantage of this generosity for like 6 months with no hiccups. But there was a day we went to go see a movie. Now, I don't really remember what movie we watched, but what I do remember is while I was watching the movie, I felt like I might have dropped something on the floor. So I looked down to search for it, couldn't find anything, figured it might have just rolled over to Ashley's side of the floor, so I was about to ask her if she could help me search for it. I turned over to her direction, and she is straight up tearing up, like bawling her eyes out. I was about to start panicking like, yo, what did I do? Did I say something wrong? I don't know why she crying. But I soon figured that we had just gotten to an emotional point of the movie, which I guess did validate the tears she was shedding. So I'm like, okay, it's not me. It's the movie that's getting all teary-eyed and all emotional. It's not me. So, I'm gonna let her marinate in it. It's cool. So the movie eventually wraps up and we are headed back to the crib. Like, I'm driving both of us back home and she is not saying anything. I'm trying to have small talk with her. She's saying nothing. I'm asking her if she's okay. Is she good? Like, what's wrong? She is giving me the cold shoulder, like saying nothing, complete crickets. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not finna force this. Maybe the movie's still having an effect on her. She's gonna eventually snap out of it, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna let her be. I'm gonna let her just do her thing. Let her get out of this funk. We get to my house and we're in my room, and we're like at two corners of the room. She is seated on the bed with her back turned to me, and I'm off at the corner just doing whatever I'm doing. I remember like an hour or two goes by and we're not saying nothing to each other. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't even remember the movie being that good for her to be that emotional for that long. But at some point she did make one of those give me attention sounds. She was like, I took the bait. And I'm over there acting all fake concerned like, are you good? What's wrong? Do you want to talk about it? You still trying to buy me food? She responds by saying, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Guess she just wasn't trying to have a conversation. And I know this sounds bad, but I was just more concerned about my meal ticket. So fast forward about a week goes by and we hadn't spoken like throughout the week. She hits me out of the blue with a text asking me if I'd be down to go on a walk with her. I'm like, sure. So we're out on the walk. It was at nighttime, beautiful night, nice weather, lights illuminating everywhere, just a beautiful, vibrant scene. So we're walking and she starts apologizing for her actions from the prior week. She basically said she was going through a lot and she was thinking about a lot of things. She then ends her apology by saying she has something to tell me. She got nervous. Then she mustered up some courage to drop the bomb on me, telling me she had feelings for me. She then proceeds to go on a diatribe, professing how much she cares for me, how much she likes me, how much she want to do anything for me, stating that she believes we can take whatever we have right now to the next level, meaning a relationship. She ends off her statement by saying, how do I feel about this? And how do I feel about her? I responded, I don't like you that way. I don't have any feelings for you. I don't see us in a relationship together in the future. As a matter of fact, if you feel like your feelings is gonna come in between what we're doing right now, I believe the best course of action for both of us is to go our separate ways and cease all communication. Now, I'll be the first to say, I could have handled that better. I didn't have to be a dick with my response like that. After I said that, yeah, she was quite shocked about that. There was like a brief silence. Then she responds by saying, you know, we don't have to stop hanging out. I like what we're doing now. I just felt the need to express my feelings to you, so you know. I'm like, cool. Now, obviously, she wasn't cool with it. I believe she only said that just because she thought that's what I wanted to hear. Needless to say, things weren't exactly the same as they were prior to that conversation. Let's just say she wasn't even the most enthused about bringing me food anytime we hung out anymore. So yeah, the vibes were pretty much awkward, and this continued for the next 2 months because the summer break came around and she left town. She flew out to Texas to go spend the summer with her family. Over the break, we had zero communication, like we did not speak at all. But I did hit her up 2 weeks before classes were about to start because I had to make sure that the arrangement we had prior to the summer was still in effect when she got back. So I call her up and she did not sound excited to talk to me. As a matter of fact, she sounded sad on the phone. I could tell something was a bit off with her. So I asked her if she was okay. She immediately gets emotional. She starts tearing up. Apparently, she had been going through a lot over the break. Not really trying to put her business out there, but let's just say she dealt with something tragic. She felt like she had no one to talk to, no one to lean on. She felt like she couldn't even come talk to me about it, especially after the way I shut her down on the night we went on that walk. I ain't gonna lie, I felt bad. I did my best to talk to her and to console her. I pretty much talked to her for an hour. But deep down inside, all I could think about was, I hope this tragic situation doesn't interfere with what we have going on, because you know I need to save some money. Like, I hope we can get back on track with what we was doing. So fast forward about 2 weeks after, she flies back into town and I tell her to come visit me. She comes through with my wings on deck because you know she gotta come correct. So we're hanging out, we're watching TV, and I'm munching on the delicious wings. We didn't know at the time that that day was gonna be the last time we ever hung out together, because